Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to workshop 3 of Alpha Hackathon. I'm the marketing manager and my name is Kim. Today I will bring you a brief of AwakenSwap and I will also show you how to play with it. And let's start. First, let's go to the introduction part. What is AwakenSwap? So, AwakenSwap is a decentralized finance platform deployed on the aelf blockchain. And in the future, it will be deployed on BSC and Ethereum. And why do we choose AwakenSwap? Traditional DeFi platforms mainly focus on a single financial service, exchange or lending. While it is not efficient enough since the liquidity is not fully utilized. To solve this problem, AwakenSwap utilizes the idle assets from exchange to develop the lending market, compromising decentralized exchange driven by the AMM algorithm and over-collateralized lending protocol. Here, AMM stands for Automated Market Maker. AwakenSwap optimizes the allocation of assets inflows and maximizes the efficiency of assets utilization, therefore further increasing the return on investment of liquidity providers to compensate for the impermanent loss potentially faced by them. Meanwhile, AwakenSwap provides a series of rewarding programs, which are yield farming, lending subsidies, trading contest rewards, and the dividend pool. To build an inclusive DeFi ecosystem that benefits all participants on the platform. And then let's check how to swap. To be a trader, all you need to do is to connect your DeFi wallet to AwakenSwap with some aelf as the gas fees. Then you're free to swap cryptocurrencies as long as they are supplied by our LPs. And yeah, here we have how to add or remove liquidity. And this is a basic function, and I'm going to talk about it clearly. To become an LP, you need to supply a pair of tokens with an equal dollar value. For example, suppose you plan to provide ETH to USDT, where 1 ETH2 equals to 2000 USDT. If you add 1 ETH to the liquidity pool, you will also need to add $2,000 worth of USDT, which is 2000 USDT, to the pool. The total liquidity you provide, therefore, is worth $4,000. You may either add liquidity to an existing pair in the liquidity pool or establish a new pair of tokens, given that the pair you supply or the swap fee tier you choose does not exist in the pool yet. In return, you will receive Awaken LP, which is known as ALP tokens, which are the proof of your share of the pooled liquidity for the token pair you supply. The initial number of ALP tokens you will receive is calculated as square root of x plus y, which means the square root of the product of the two tokens you supply. The value of your ALP tokens is not constant. Traders will pay swap fees from 0.05 to 5% each time when using the liquidity you provide for exchange, and 80% of the fees earned from those transactions will go directly into the liquidity pool. So your ALP tokens will appreciate proportionally with the growth of the liquidity pool. When you remove your liquidity, you will receive the token pair that you initially supplied, and the swap fees in form of the pair you provide. For example, if you provide ETH to USDT, You will receive the swap fees also in ETH to USDT when you remove the liquidity. And now let's talk about the AMM mechanisms and the impermanent loss. As I said, AMM stands for Automated Market Maker. As an AMM, AwakenSwap distributes liquidity uniformly along with the constant product function x times y equals to k, where x and y are the respective quantities of the two tokens that LP supply, and k is a constant. That means the change of the pieces of the two tokens will automatically adjust the quantities of the two tokens, and as a consequence, cause impermanent losses to LPs. And how AwakenSwap does the compensation for impermanent loss? To compensate LPs for the impermanent losses, AwakenSwap develops a DeFi lending protocol, Awaken Lending, which utilizes the idle assets in the liquidity pool to create passive incomes for LPs. In addition, the yield farming program with high APYs and the longest yield period among the DeFi platforms provides LPs with actual rewards in our platform token. And here we have the Awaken Lending, the DeFi lending protocol. Awaken Lending is a DeFi lending protocol based on the over-collateralized lending model. In the beginning, there will be several token markets on Awaken Lending, including USDT, DC, ETH, and etc. We will collect the demands of users and then expand the token market. The assets in the Awaken Lending market comes from three parts: liquidity from LPs on AwakenSwap, deposits from suppliers, and collaterals from borrowers. For suppliers in the lending market, the assets they deposit in any token pool will directly serve as lending funds. For borrowers, they need to pledge a token in the corresponding token pool as collateral in order to borrow another token, and the collateral they provide will also be a part of the lending funds. In this way, LP and borrowers are also suppliers. And then we have the components of yield farming pools. There are two types of yield farming pools on AwakenSwap, Pool 1 and Pool 2. Pool 1 includes multiple subpools, and the setting of specific subpools depends on the chain. Pool 2 purely represents Awaken 2 ETH. Pool 1 and Pool 2 are open for LPs who pledge corresponding pairs or Awaken in the liquidity pool of AwakenSwap. LPs who supply pairs of or Awaken that are not listed in Pool 2 or Pool 1 are not eligible for participating in AwakenSwap's yield farming, and therefore will not receive rewards from this program. And the Pool 1. The harvest season farming and the perennial yield farming constitute the yield farming for Pool 1. The two sub-programs are different mainly in time and APY arrangement. From the perspective of time, the harvest season farming lasts for 60 days, and starting from the launch date of AwakenSwap, the perennial yield farming lasts for 300 days, following the harvest season farming and starting on the 61st day since AwakenSwap launches. From the aspect of APY, The harvest season farming pools will release 2 billion Awaken in total within 60 days, and the expected APY is relatively higher. The perennial yield farming pools will release 477 million Awaken in total within 30 days, in 300 days. So the expected APY is relatively lower. And the specific farming APY depends on the total liquidity in the farming pools and the price of Awaken. It is calculated following the equation below. You can check the equation here in the slides. And then pool 2. The regular path and the reinvestment path from the yield farming for pool 2. The regular path opens to all Awaken investors, releasing 355 million Awaken in the first year. LPs who provide the liquidity pair Awaken to ETH and pledge their LP tokens in pool 2 are all eligible for the regular path yield farming. And the regular path opens on the launch date of Awaken and lasts for an entire year. The reinvestment path as an extra rewarding channel for LPs opens only for LPs of Pool 1, releasing 445 million Awaken in the first year. The reinvestment path opens on the 61st day since the Awaken launches. For every LP from Pool 1, you will be granted a reinvestment balance that equals to the total value of Awaken you already got from yield farming in Pool 1. For example, Bob earned 1,000 Awaken from Pool 1. Then his reinvestment balance is 1,000 Awaken, which means he can stake 1,000 Awaken plus a corresponding amount of ETH that is worth 1,000 Awaken in Awaken. In the reinvestment path of Pool 2, note here the reinvestment balance is not reusable. For example, Bob's initial reinvestment balance is 1,000 Awaken, and he stakes all of them in Pool 2. Suppose he withdraws 200 Awaken on the second day, then his reinvestment balance will be deducted to 800 Awaken, and he will not be able to stake the 200 Awaken again through the reinvestment path. The last thing I want to talk about today is the dividend pool. So first, what is the dividend pool? In order to better encourage investors to support the platform, AwakenSwap sets up a dividend system for token holders and will transfer 80% of our daily income from the exchange service in form of USDT into the dividend pool and distributed it to the holders. And for a second one, who can earn the dividends? Token holders who stake their tokens into the dividend pool are all eligible to collect the dividend on a daily basis. There's no participation threshold for the pool. And at least, how much can they earn from the dividends? So the total amount in the dividend pool is the cumulative amount of 80% of Awaken's daily income from swap fees. The dividends that holders can get each day are calculated in a real time based on the share of pledged funds. Yeah, and here, let's go to the testnet and let's play with AwakenSwap. Let's have a look at the testnet of AwakenSwap. Yep. So we can see that there are four main sections here on the web. There are trading, market, farm, and IDO. And we first go to the trading part. You can see that we can trade tokens here. We can trade tokens here. Can buy or sell, and but you need to connect with your wallet first, at first, and then do the transaction. You can also check the transaction data in the graph, in this graph, and there will be a graph here. As now we have like 137 BTT. Let's try to buy like 10 by 10 aelf as for after the slippage, we will receive 4.5 BTT. Let's try it. Yeah, let's just submit. Yeah, we can see that here's swap success. And then let's have a refresh here. And we can see, you can see that we have 142 BTT. And yeah. And then let's go to the market section. And in this section, we can check the exact price of trading pairs, and we can add trading pairs for liquidity or swap, as I introduced it before. You can see the price, pair names, and we can do the add liquidity. Yeah, let's try to go. We have 142 BTT. Let's try 2 BTT, and the worth for 4.16 elf. And then we just add liquidity, submit, success. Yeah, success. So yeah, and then let's go to the third section, which is farm. And this part is mainly for yield farming. And we prepared two pools for different investors, pool 1 and pool 2. And after you connect your wallet, you can stake Awaken here and check the exact APRs. Here, let's try to stake. You can check the sets on the logs and the APR. It's got 1 and 2. Yeah, here's after we got our Awaken here, we can stake here. And the last section is IDO. And we can swap, we'll have an IDO in the near future. And you can check the IDO price and the devotee contributions here. You can check the IDO price of Awaken, like 1.0 USDT, and the recent photographs. And then we can play. And also, yeah, here's the wallet. It's our wallet. If we disconnect our wallet here, then if we are going to do the trading or farming, you need to connect a wallet here. We jump to NetAlf, and we can just log in. Yeah. By the way, after AwakenSwap is up, guys, you need to use Google Chrome, since we have aelf plugin in the Google Chrome. And once you have the plugin, you can connect your wallet here and see that we trade, and the graph is here, it shows here. Yeah. And I hope this workshop will help have help you have a brief of AwakenSwap. And if you have more questions, you can find our Twitter and the group and leave a message there, and we will answer you. And that's all for today's workshop. And thank you very much, guys.